The issue of child labor is one that affects some 16,000 Jamaican children. With this in mind, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, through its Child Labor Unit, is working to eliminate child labor within another 5 years.
Yes, well, internationally, the International Labour Organization is working towards 2016. With the global recession, it has caused a slowing in the momentum that we had gained. But we continue to work, and so in Jamaica, because now we have there's institutionalized capacity. There's a unit within the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, and we're working with our other partners. We're working with the Child Development Agency. The police is doing what they have to do. The Ministry of Justice, coming up with a modern response in terms of the legislative agenda that will address some of the nuances of what we would consider to be the worst forms of child labor. So yes, we have been trying to provide the public with information to keep them aware. How is it that you identify child labor? What is child labor? What can you do when you have identified any such incidents?
Meanwhile, there are some forms of work that children can engage in which are not considered child labor.
Under the Child Care and Protection Act, Section 33 indicates that no child is supposed to be employed under the age of 18. Section 34 refers to the children being engaged in light work. So between ages 13 to 15, you can be engaged in light work, and that's under certain prescribed conditions that it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to maintain, because you would not want children to be working excessively long hours. So if, for example, they should attend school, they come back home and you have them working 6 to 8 hours, and there's not the opportunity for them to be engaged in their schoolwork and recreation and play, then those excessively long hours would be considered to be detrimental and hazardous to the child's development.
Students who graduate from high school before reaching adulthood can also engage in labor under specific circumstances.
Between 15 and 17, yes, they can be engaged in occupations that are not considered to be detrimental to their growth and their development. So, for example, we are coming up on the summer vacation, and a lot of children are seeking to be employed over this, find some way to occupy themselves over the summer period. Therefore, you would not want them to have them into situations where they are doing tasks for just one particular repetitive task for, say, 12 to 16 hours. You would want them to be working not more than maybe 4 to 6 hours, and that's under certain conditions. Not in warehouses where they are going to be required to be lifting weights of, the goods of a certain weight that is not in terms of their age requirements, physically to be too strenuous for them, or to have them into environment where the noise levels would be considered to be detrimental to their development. So it has to be under certain prescribed conditions.
The law also provides protection for children who benefit financially in the performing arts industry.
The law provides under Section 33 for exemption for artistic performances, and it means that persons who have the desire to engage children in such performances are required to apply for an exemption permit from the Ministry of Labour.
Remember, the mechanism does exist for you to report child labor. If you are aware of any cases, call 1-888-PROTECT.